Good evening.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome to the self-checkout show. And nope, your computers or your cameras or your phones or your iPads or sorry for those Android users, your Samsungs and LGs are not mistaken. It is the coach and I, Coach Crystal and myself, and there is no Pastor Will. He had to abandon us tonight. I'm checking to see if we are live, baby, because he done left this show in our hands, y'all. And we don't. Well, I
We
have
doing the best we
solicited
can.
the assistance of my husband to be our producer, and
We're doing
yeah,
the best we can.
we do. Say it again. Say it again,
We're
Coach.
doing the best we can. Okay. Because even with help, you can't do everything. Now we're doing what we can.
Because listen, we are all over the place, and I am trying to see because we want Pastor Willie. We want him to be satisfied and pleased with the work that we are doing
Yes,
and
yes,
with our efforts, right?
yes.
Anybody that knows me knows I have not a clue as to what
What is
I'm doing.
going on? Now,
So,
where are we live at?
honey, come here. We are live. We are live on
Okay,
Facebook. I see us. I see us on
okay,
Pastor Will's page. So
okay,
listen, y'all popping on in here. Share this live. Share, share, share.
Like,
You
like,
all know
like.
how we like to do. We
Hit
gotta
the
blow
love
these numbers.
button.
What you say, best friend?
Hit the love button. Hit the
Hit,
like button.
wait, let me do it too. I'm gonna do it right now. You gotta hit the love button, hit the like button. Hey y'all, hey y'all. Listen, as y'all come on in here, share this live, hit that like button, hit that love button, blow these numbers up. Because we know Pastor Will is somewhere watching us.
Yes, he is.
And we want to make sure, husband, come here. We gotta make sure that I don't know how to find my comments.
It
Okay.
should.
Look, y'all. Look. Just real quick. There's my producer for tonight. Say hi, honey.
Hello.
Say hello. You cannot be on the show and be rude. You have to say hello.
You have to say hello.
Oh, hi.
Not in
Hello.
the chat, sir. Not in the
Right,
chat.
because we can't hear you.
Hello.
No, you if you mute.
Y'all want no background noise. We got this.
Oh, he doesn't want any background noise. So y'all,
That
I'm gonna
makes sense.
remove him now because he's not supposed to be on here with us. There, bye. He's out.
Oh, you added me to the screen.
Just that easy. You were on the screen. Look, he said you added me to the screen. You were on the screen.
You were.
It's Monday.
It's a guest appearance.
It is Monday. He was a guest appearance.
Oh, Monday.
It is Monday. It's not Sunday fun day.
No.
We got a few announcements or a few what's happenings or a few hot topics to share first.
Yes.
So, best friend, what'd you do today?
Today I went to work where I almost fell asleep at my desk. Yes. 'Cause I was
Nice.
very exhausted.
Yeah. So work was today. It was nice
Work was
outside. It was like a good 90 something degrees outside today.
You think it was 90? I felt like it was cooler than it has been.
Okay. Well, it was really hot earlier today while the kids were outside. And
I did.
then,
I
yeah.
did go
And
out
then
and walk.
you did?
I did.
I haven't walked yet. I'm definitely gonna go hit the gym after we are off. After we say goodnight tonight, I'm at the gym tonight.
I am almost at 19,000 steps.
Good job. Listen, y'all, if you all are working out, if you all are walking, if you are moving,
Yeah.
go ahead, share that with us. Let us know what you're doing. You
Yeah.
all know that both Coach Crystal and I work out every
We're on a
day
journey.
of our lives.
We're on a
Every
journey.
day of our life. Every day of my life, we are working out. And I was upstairs prepping for the show, and I said to myself, and self said, huh?
Ooh,
This is really a life sentence.
it is. If you want to maintain, unfortunately, it's not like a magic trick, right?
Mm-mm.
We actually have to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part.
And that's the part, Crystal. Like, people say that, some of us have body dysmorphia, and I've heard that a few times, but I really don't have body dysmorphia. I have just determined it is not body dysmorphia. Hello, as you all are joining us. Yes, we have a topic for tonight, but we are just catching up a little bit and, talking about hot topics. So y'all share the live, send us some hearts, some likes, some loves, and don't go nowhere. Say hello to us. Let us know that you're
Yes.
watching us tonight.
Yes.
So I don't have body dysmorphia, best friend. I just want the body that I want. And there's nothing wrong with that.
You know, I want the body that I want, and then I
Mhm.
don't want to do anything else.
Period.
I still want to go out and hang out. I want to live my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
I want to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't want to have to get up at 5 in the morning and say, let me
No.
knock this out
No.
because I might not I don't want to do nothing, any of that.
No. No.
No.
No. And I don't want to go to the gym at 8 o'clock. And I don't want to pass up the baby roots, the Butterfingers. I don't want to cut my slice of cake in half. I had to do that over the weekend.
Say so.
And the cake was absolutely amazing.
Well, I had a piece of cake on Friday. It was a young lady's birthday at work, and I ate that cake. I
All right,
ate
so
that
let's
cake.
rewind. While we're talking about working out and everything, look who's popped up there. Pastor Will is there. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, Pastor Will. So, over the weekend, for those of you all that are not aware, on Saturday morning, I had my book discussion. May I Borrow a Cup of Sugar?
Yes.
Written by my apostle, Apostle Linda Stennis. It's an absolutely phenomenal book. We meet every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Yes, it's a shameless plug. And the conversation has been absolutely great. But again, like I said, the book was written by my apostle, and it's been absolutely amazing. Hey, Curtis, or should I say Jerusalem? Hi. Me and Curtis have that thing going back and forth. So, hey, Mama.
Hey, Mama.
So the book discussion has been great. We have bought out all of the copies that our apostles have. They have been in the storage and everywhere looking for copies. And so I'm excited about that and excited to have them come on. And excited about everyone that joins us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And then Saturday, Crystal.
Yes.
I seen that you went to Vegandale.
I went yesterday.
Oh, that was
Saturday. I went to work.
Okay.
Book club from work. I
That's
went
right.
to the gym, and then I came home. I didn't do anything Saturday. Then Sunday, my baby got baptized.
Yes, I was gonna say that. My baby was baptized on Sunday, and what an amazing time
I'm
that
sorry.
was.
Wait, let's back it up.
Okay.
Whose baby?
My baby was baptized on Sunday morning at Freedom Baptist Church, and I am elated to have seen her. Hey, Stella, be baptized, because that is so important and it's monumental in the life of the believers. So shout out to my baby Essence, who went under the water, honey, to be baptized
for the second time.
Songwriter said, "None but the righteous." Listen, I love that. Listen, baptism is all right with me. I love baptism.
And then, while we're talking about my baby,
said, in obedience to the great head of the church, I baptize you.
That's right. That's right.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Listen, baptism is all right with me, honey. They took my baby on down and brought her back up.
Do you know?
Brand
listen, girl.
new.
Hey, doctor, come back.
Oh,
come back.
Okay. All right.
Went to the good Vegandale. It was 1 million people out there.
How was Vegandale?
I probably ate from a couple of booths, nothing major.
Okay.
Saw a bunch of people that were there.
Okay.
They had a little concert. And then somebody broke out in a fight.
No.
I was gone. So it was a fight and a stampede.
Right, Curtis. Right.
And I got out of there.
No way. So let's talk about the food. So Vegandale, for those of you all that don't know, Crystal, you told me yesterday they've done that a few years, right?
Yes. I want to say it started in New York. And then they brought it here.
And it's nothing but vegan food.
Nothing but vegan food. No meat, no dairy, no eggs, no animal products at all. However, there were 2 taco trucks right for your convenience at the door.
Because I was going to say, I don't think, now, although I see a lot of my friends there, I saw you there with my baby, and no one told me about it. But, and I said to my husband when I made it home, I said, now, we were supposed to be there, right? Like, we should have been there. But anyway, I seen Vegandale. It looked like it was a lot of fun.
I will never go again.
Uh-oh.
It was just too many people. I don't like to sit in the grass. I'm really not a fan of outside.
Well, why didn't you
So
guys take your chairs?
I didn't realize, I wasn't thinking, but even in that, it was just too many people.
Mm. All right. And we don't like all those people. I understand. A bit
Right.
large crowd. So while you were at Vegandale, then
You
once
were.
again, shout out to Isabella Laredo. She is the
Congratulations.
daughter of Martin and Joy Laredo. And Joy is the oldest daughter of our apostles, Kurt and Linda Stennis.
Oh,
So it's it's Joy and Martin's daughter, but our apostle's granddaughter, obviously. It was her graduation party. She's graduated from high school and she's headed to
yes.
college, Concordia College.
Oh, nice.
So we celebrated her on Sunday, where just like Willie said, the cake was bomb.
What kind of cake was it?
I don't know, but the cake was so good. Oh my God. I said they were cutting nice slices too. I said, oh, wait, cake, wait. I had to exercise a little discipline. And I said, absolutely not cut my slice in half. But then, best friend, I sat there trying hard to get some. I was like, look, yes, it was Ramona Hogan. Oh, it was so good, Joy. It was so for people
So
like
good.
me,
So good.
that was not good. And I stopped them from cutting me a big slice. I was like, cut it in half. And I sat literally, best friend, with my fork
Ready.
grabbing the little icing, the crumb. And I was like, honey, go give me another piece.
See.
Like, are you sure you want that? So shout out to Pastor Will because he grabbed my plate and my fork and he threw it in the garbage for me before I could go and get another piece. And so I was like,
Oh,
thank
Lord.
God.
Thank God. Thank God.
It's a life sentence, best friend.
It was either that or another 30 minutes at the gym.
And I couldn't do that because I had already had some spaghetti. The spaghetti was great. And I had some rice and beans.
Did you have portion control?
Gandules, honey. I love it. I was like, oh, wonderful.
See? That could have been your meal, though. That could have just been, okay, this is my fun meal. I'm done.
Yeah. But I wanted more cake.
No.
The cake was calling my name.
The cake is only going to make it worse.
It was calling.
It wasn't.
Calling my name. It was. Hey, y'all. Y'all share our live. We were just catching up, talking about the weekend, but it was a beautiful day. Graduation celebration was amazing. It was a great celebration. Nice. Food was great. Family and friends were great. I'm sorry. Hey, Sandy, listen, I'm about to get beat up over here in this corner. My producer, which happens to be my husband, or our producer, which happens to be my husband, because I told him he couldn't go far. Comments up and doing everything for me. I took it down. He was like,
"Ooh." So, he said, "Don't touch nothing."
That's exactly what he said.
Because who's the producer, him or you?
Who is the producer? I got my husband on one side and my faithful friend Spartacus on the other side. So listen, that makes for a great show already. All right, best friend.
Yes.
We have hit all the announcements, all of the, catch up moments, all the fun conversation and fun topics. I think we've done it. You got anything else?
I don't have anything else. That's it. I think we've done enough. All
right. Well, let's shift. We're going to go ahead and shift and keep Pastor Will happy. The topic for tonight, we are talking about serial monogamy. And this seems to be a hot topic, or this seems to be, I guess, something we need to break down, right? Dissect, deal with, handle.
Okay.
So when we talk about cereal, what is cereal? I like to break things down all the way. So when we talk about
wait, let me find you a definition. Give me a moment.
Come on for the we like definitions, y'all. So that everybody's on the same page and we all know what we're talking about. Serial monogamy.
Mm-hmm. No, we're going to talk about cereal.
Mm-hmm.
It is, let's see. It's giving me a couple of different things here.
What is it giving you? What's it giving you? I'm trying to see now.
What it's saying is consisting of, forming part of, or taking place in a series. So basically, it's back-to-back relationships or
continual
back actions.
I like it. Yep, continual, nonstop. It's serial. You
Yep.
keep on doing one thing after the next. So because even when we got the topic, I was like, okay, let's look this up. Let's kind of dissect this. Let's dig into this serial monogamy. So if we're gonna talk about it, we all have to know what it is, and we have to kind of like be on the same page. And what's monogamy, best friend? When we talk about best,
Monogamy is the
yeah.
practice of or state of being married to one person at a time. However, this may not be marriage. It may be the practice or state of having a sexual relationship with only one partner. However, you put the two together, every time there's a break, there's no space. So you're not filling that gap. You're just moving on. You're just moving on.
Ooh, you said something good right there. You said you're not filling that gap. You're not filling it. Are we talking FILL or
Or
FEEL
you
or
need to be
both?
doing both. You need to be doing both. That's
Like
your opportunity to rectify and correct whatever you contributed to the last relationship, to take a look and dissect what happened there, and then you move forward with a different viewpoint.
Yeah. And with some maturity, right?
Maturity, education, some
Yeah.
knowledge,
Some lessons learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. And so we're digging into that topic on tonight, serial monogamy. Having only one monogamous relationship at a time, but multiple partners throughout a lifetime due to death, divorce, or choice.
Very good, producer.
So we are going to pull up an article that we had, and we're going to dig into this article because I liked it. And it's really thought-provoking. Are you a serial monogamist? And as we're talking about this, do me a favor. Type in the comments whether you think that there's something wrong with it or not. What are your thoughts about serial monogamy? Because I was actually having a conversation with someone prior to this live, and I was like, so what are your thoughts on it? Do you think it's a bad thing? Is something wrong with it? And we're going to kind of share our thoughts as well. So are you a serial monogamist? Signs, causes, and breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
Most of us may know someone who could be classified as a serial monogamist, or a person who always seems to be in a relationship. A person who always seems to be in a relationship. Now, here's the question. Is there something wrong with that? Is there something wrong with always being in a relationship?
There's nothing wrong with being in a relationship, continual, or if something happens and you move to the next one. Where the concern comes in is, are you carrying baggage from another relationship over? Are you moving from relationship to relationship authentically because this is what you want and you believe in that? Or are you trying to hide or overcompensate for something?
That's good. That's good. That's good. And then that's something that we have to be honest with ourselves about, right? Before we go off into relationships, or even be able to identify the signs. I always tell people you got to know what you want and what you don't want. And what you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah, you just testing the waters if you're just moving around.
Yeah.
You say, oh, well, that didn't work, as opposed to really sitting down and saying, wait a minute. Do I really want what I think I want? You know?
Or am I settling just to be in a relationship?
Yes.
Ouch. Am I settling just to because you don't want to be by yourself, right? And or because you don't want to take the time actually to actually be honest with somebody and to look for what you want, or to wait for what you want to come along. You go ahead and settle just to be.
Just to be. Just to be.
Goes on and says, here we go. Pastor Will says, sorry, that's where the issue lies. Something is up when you jump from person to person with no space in between. What if the person, Crystal, doesn't like being alone?
I would say that people who move from space to space don't like being alone. But even in not liking to be alone, that's not the root of the problem. That's the surface. So who abandoned you in your lifetime? Or was there a death? Or did someone make promises and they didn't keep them, and you're steady grasping at straws trying to get that feeling?
And if it's a sexual relationship, people usually, type that as being a nymph, right? You have a desire. kind of like a sickness or
A lot
everything.
of girls,
Everything's a sickness nowadays.
everything. But a lot of girls go into sexual relationships or they're looking for the love of a man because they miss that from their father. Not that that
True,
relationship is sexual, but that's how they feel like they can communicate and get what they need.
true, true. So then the article goes on to say serial monogamy is quite common.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's
It
quite
is.
common.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's more in men or women?
Women. I
Hmm.
would say they hold the higher percentage. I'm not saying men don't do it because they do.
Okay.
But I think that
Probably
because
because we're more emotional.
yeah, yeah, we looking for
Mm-hmm.
different things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The security of it, I can see that being, nestling up, cuddling on up. You want the security of it, and
Yeah.
if your friend doing it, you want to do it too.
You want to do it too. Not
Mm-hmm.
me though.
Mm-hmm.
Not me though.
Sandy says women indeed. Sandy says women indeed. Okay. Um, it's typical for people to go through phases of perpetual dating from time to time. Many dislike being single and enter new relationships shortly after their previous relationship has ended. So here's a question too. Is there a timeline between relationships? Like, is there a golden rule? What do you all think? Is there a timeline? Is there a certain amount of space you should have in between relationships? Who's to say? What would deem that?
I think it's based on the person. There's no golden rule that says, okay, you broke up with somebody, now you need to wait 3 weeks or you need to wait 3 months. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that's it. I just think what I do think is this. If you are already the type of person who has taken the opportunity to dig deep and do the
Mm-hmm.
work on you, you
Mm-hmm.
may have a shorter window because
Mm-hmm.
you know how to pull those things back up. But if you've
Mm-hmm.
never done it, your window may be longer.
That's good. That's good. And so I had other questions, but I'm not gonna ask them.
Usually I got other thoughts.
I got other thoughts. I got some more thoughts. So a fear of abandonment, low self-esteem, codependent tendencies. These are signs or red flags
Yeah.
that will let you know that you perhaps or they perhaps may be
A serial monogamist.
deep. A pattern of serial monogamy can become unhealthy if you're prone to toxic relationships, thus abusive
Yeah.
relationships,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not giving yourself enough time to grieve a breakup. That's huge. You just talked about that. And I think that comes again, that shows a sign and or a level of maturity
Yeah.
when you can actually say, okay, this is what happened, whether it be a relationship, a marriage, a friendship, where you can take accountability for your actions, right?
Yep. Yep.
Identify their actions and deal with whatever else,
Yep.
right?
100%.
Because you got to be able to say, you know what, I did this and I should have been doing that. So I know not to do this in my next relationship.
It's a cause and an effect. So
Yeah.
you have to try to determine, okay, I know what he did to cause me to act how I acted. However, what did I do to cause him to give me this? You got to know that.
Yeah.
So that you don't carry that forward.
And you gotta be honest with yourself, because here's my thought too. I like to kind of play the fence a little bit. If I'm thinking I was right completely in the entire relationship, there's a problem there. Like I had to have done something wrong, right?
Because you're not perfect.
Because I'm not perfect. So when a person says, no, it's all you, then something about that is wrong.
Something about that is wrong. That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Put Pastor Will's comment back up there. He said that looks different for each person, but if it was a toxic or traumatic relationship, you need to take some time and heal and rid yourself of all the baggage from that relationship before you jump into the next. And that's the important thing, is that you got to be honest with yourself, because I can see that being piled on, right? Perpetual, continual, being piled on, just because number one, you don't want to heal, or you can't identify the toxicity or the traumatic experiences that you had, just simply or solely because you want to be with somebody. I don't want to be by myself. I don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
Which goes back to, again, accepting anything.
Which unfortunately, a lot of us do. But that's where it goes back to expectations.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. I think that I listened to a podcast this morning. I don't remember what it was, but
Okay.
what she was basically saying is that if you have a long laundry list of all of these expectations, then a lot of that is projected from you. You need to determine and bring this list down to what you are actually needing from that other individual. Your list doesn't need to be 20 things.
That's
Find
good.
you 5 good things and say, this is what I need.
Yeah. Yeah. Most relationship coaches will say the same thing: 5 good things or 3 good things, and work from those areas.
And move around.
Work from those points and make sure that your you this is what I have to have.
Yeah.
This is it. Bottom line, I want this. Maybe
And that's it.
this. Right?
Because once you start getting past 5 things, now you need to ask yourself, are you giving yourself these things? So
Mm-hmm.
how do you expect another individual to do it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like to tell people that if you don't love yourself, no, you can't expect anybody else to love
You can't.
you.
You
But
can't.
which is why, as even a marriage coach or a marriage counselor,
Mm-hmm.
we always tell married couples, when you go into a relationship for so long, we all were taught marriage is 50-50. But marriage is not 50-50. Marriage is
It's not.
100 and 100.
Period.
You
And
cannot.
your 100 might go down to 70, but the other person has to recognize, okay, I need to
Mm-hmm.
pick up this 30 for them, and
Mm-hmm.
then vice
Mm-hmm.
versa.
Mm-hmm. You got to be a whole person, though. You got to be able to say,
You
you
got to
know
be
what,
whole.
and you got to be honest, right? Even
That's
even
right.
in a relationship, when you're going to go into a relationship, when you're going to a friendship, whatever type of relationship, you got to be a whole person. You got to be healed, and if you need to heal, be okay with saying that.
Be okay with saying that.
Pastor Will says, in addition, if you keep having failed relationships, at some point you've got to look in the mirror and not the window.
Oh,
That's
okay.
self-reflection.
You tried to get a little clever there, I see.
That's some
Okay.
self-reflection.
Yeah.
My producer moving a little fast. Slow down, producer. Um, that's good because when you look in the mirror, see when you're looking out the window, you're not seeing
You looking at
anything, right?
everybody else.
It takes it all off of you
Uh-huh.
because you're
Uh-huh.
looking at everybody else but you. But when we look in that mirror, it forces us to deal with us.
Forces you.
Yeah. And you see the blemishes, you see the blackheads, right? You
Yeah.
see the eyebrows, you see one eye maybe a little
The
smaller, a little
bags under your eyes, the
yeah, you
worry
see that.
lines, you see everything. Yeah.
Yeah, the mirror can do that for you. All right. Sandy says, most definitely agree with you, Pastor Will. I'm not settling ever again. List has been tapered. I'm clear on that. But even with that, I'm not settling. And you shouldn't.
You shouldn't settle.
And you know what? Here's the thing: male nor female should ever have to settle.
Never.
And if you're friends shouldn't have to settle.
Nope.
I don't
You
care
want
what the
what you want.
relationship is, you should never have to settle.
You want what you want. But that comes along with seeing what's in that mirror. Because if you don't have no backbone, you're gonna bend.
Yep. Yeah, your non-negotiables. You need to know what your non-negotiables are. And like Coach Crystal said, it can't be a list of like 20, 30
It
things. Because
cannot.
that means, seriously, now you're wanting us to just kind of like you're a robot and you don't have any
Yeah,
responsibility
yeah.
in this
You expecting
relationship.
perfection.
Yeah,
That's never
yeah,
gonna happen.
yeah. Patrina says you must be healed in order to properly deal with. She didn't finish.
Oh, okay.
Patrina, finish that for us.
Or
And then Pastor Will comes back and says, and we have to be willing to deal with that ugly part of us. Yes. Yeah. Because we all have a part.
we all have a part, and it's not gonna disappear.
It's not
You
going to
just
disappear.
you're just going to have the tools to know how to handle her when she comes up.
Or him.
Yeah.
Or him. Yeah. Or him. Because it can happen either way.
It
Male
can
or
happen either
female.
way.
Either way. All right. Is it bad? Let's see. Is it bad to be a serial monogamist? Is it bad to be a serial monogamist? The article says it's not always a bad thing to be a serial monogamist, but sometimes this pattern can be a sign of psychological or emotional difficulty. A deeper issue might be at play. We just said that, right?
We did.
If you find single life upsetting or overly difficult, or feel the impulse to leave and start new relationships quickly, this awkward week. Oh no, that's not it. I guess that was it right there. All right. It talks about signs of serial monogamy. We talked about that as well. Possible causes for serial monogamy. Fear of commitment.
Well, now see how that's like a contradiction. Fear
Yeah,
of
because
commitment.
I don't. But here's my thing.
But maybe what they're saying is
Okay,
that you're going. It's like speed dating.
Mm-hmm.
You come here when
Mm-hmm.
that thing looks like it's about to go where you don't want it to go. Let me
Mm-hmm.
go over here because you don't want to be alone, but
Mm.
I also don't want to be yours permanently.
Mm. But what if somebody doesn't want to commit? Because there are people that really don't want to be married. And see, I told you I like to be on that. I like to be on that line because that's what I'm thinking. Like, what if it's saying fear of commitment? I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because
Fear of commitment, though, a lot of people don't want to sign the paper. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't
uh-huh.
want the legality of it. I can be with you.
See,
We can live
Pastor
together.
Will says that's the thing people don't want. People don't want to be alone, but they don't want full commitment.
Correct.
How do we see that though?
Because, see, I don't want to be accountable. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
be responsible,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I still
But
want
if
to
you
have
can say that, there's nothing wrong with that.
if you can say that, that's fine, but everybody is not going to be in agreement with that. And and again, you have
Uh-oh.
to go back and
Uh-oh.
think about what is it? Once you hit
Pastor
30,
Will
you
says,
got to date
see,
with
I
purpose.
disagree. I
Can't be
disagree.
out here playing with it. Well, honey, you can
I
play until
disagree.
you can play
Yeah.
until they put you in the ground. That age limit, there's no age limit on how long you can play.
That's what I say. Unless both parties agree.
And
Yeah,
and
and both,
see,
and you know what? Here's my other thing. Both parties don't necessarily have to agree,
no,
but
they
I need to
won't.
be forthcoming and tell you
You just
that
have
that's
to
what I'm
give me
on.
the choice. That's it.
Yeah. Give
Because
me
we
the
don't have
choice.
to be
Yeah.
in agreement. I can
Yeah,
play
I
for a
agree with
little
that.
while with you,
Yep.
and then when I get
Yep.
tired, I'm gonna leave.
Yep. 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 And that's why I was saying what I was saying about, a little while ago. Like, if I don't want a commitment, all I want to do is date. And
And
there
I
are
think
people
that's
that are like
also
that.
just based on what he said. At the age of 30, you should be doing this. There's no you should, because for each individual, it is different.
It
We've
is
seen
different.
couples get married at 80.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen
Mm-hmm.
couples get married straight out of college. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no timeline. There's no timeline. You you live your life how you live it. As long as you tell somebody, hey, this is what I'm looking for, then we all good. I can make a decision from there.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing is this being accountable, being honest. I think that by the time you're 30, not so much as you should date with a purpose, but I think by the time you're 30, you should definitely know what those non-negotiables are. You should
Yes.
be able to be, and if you don't know what your non-negotiables are, you should be able to be mature enough to say, this is what I want, this is what I'm on, and this ain't what I want. But don't like Pastor Will said, don't play with me. Don't string me
No,
along.
no,
You
no.
know I want marriage. You know that's not what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not saying anything about it.
Now
You know what I'm
that's a
saying?
problem. That's a problem.
That's where the problem is. And so if you want to keep on dating other people,
That's
because
fine.
then do that. As
That's
long
fine.
as we have that understanding, we're both okay with it.
Yeah.
I agree. Pastor Will says this is why you have to talk about this stuff. If one party is looking for marriage and you're not, bounce. Now that's the key right there, which is what we just said. That's the key right there. The honesty is the weight of it. Yes, Patrina. The honesty is the weight of it. You got to be honest.
You
We
gotta
cannot
be
go out here
honest.
playing. People have died, right? People are in jail. So much has happened
Yeah.
over the lack of honesty and knowing where you are. I think when you're younger is one thing, but as you get older, which is I
Older.
think what
Yeah.
Pastor was saying about that whole once you hit 30,
Yeah.
as you get older, you need to be able to communicate what your intentions are. Sandy says, I desire commitment, but I desire peace more.
And I'm in agreement with
There's
that.
no timeline for me. I love it. Sandy says, I want a commitment, but my peace
But
is
I
more
sure want
important.
my peace.
Yeah, yeah.
And if your commitment disrupts my peace, you're
I
gonna have
don't
to
want
go
it.
away. I don't
I
want
don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Patrina says we must have communicated about our values. We can save us both some time of all of that foolery. Yes. I completely agree. I tell people often, I share with people often, just in my transparency, that my husband and I, Pastor Martise and I, were married prior to, and so we divorced. Well, obviously we're married
Not
now.
each other. Right. Right.
Well, we were married and divorced, and before we, or at the top of our dating, I'm talking like within the first maybe 30 days, or when we realized we were really getting serious, we sat down and I was like, listen, we finna have this conversation because I'm not wasting my time. So this is where I'm at with it. Can you handle this, and this? And if you can't handle this, and that, then we need to
go ahead and call it quits.
And so he was like, okay, well, let's do this, and that. And then I said, okay, now your turn. Tell me about you. Because like we're saying, by that point, I was well over 30. And I just I didn't want the foolery. Like Patrina said. I didn't want the foolery.
But you had also done some deep diving into Nancy.
True.
You know what I mean?
And identified the areas, right, that caused the friction in my first marriage. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. And that's huge. And I would tell anybody that's wanting to be remarried, that's what goes back to what even Sandy was saying. I want the commitment, but I don't want the foolishness. My peace. I don't want the foolery, like Patrina said. So that means I'm going to have to be honest with you and tell you who I am, right? You got to know who you are and then line it up.
Yeah.
Patrina says we must have communicated about our values. Okay, I read that earlier. Sandy says that's it. Yeah, it's so important. They go on to talk about trauma, low self-worth, self-sabotage, black and white thinking, or perfectionism.
That black and white thinking and that self-sabotage, those are the ones.
All right, talk about them. Talk to me.
Self-sabotage, I mean, it's like you're telling yourself one thing and that's not really what's going on. That's what happens when you don't have the conversation at the table. Well, he wants to be with me, we're going to have this. And you hear women, they do it. We're going to live this kind of life. We do this. And then this man don't know nothing about what you're talking about. Or, well, you know what kind of person I was when you met me. Well, I really didn't, because we didn't sit down and had a conversation. That's both ways. You know what I mean? You get with men, you'll get with a man and he doesn't divulge everything. You get with him and he has a credit score 2. He can't buy anything. He's got 8 kids. Well, we didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because you've told yourself a different story. Yeah. You've done this to yourself. Black and white thinking. Well, it has to be this way or the highway. Well, no, it's a little gray in there.
There's some compromise. Yeah.
It's a little gray in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's funny because that's so true in any relationship. There's got to be some compromise. You got to be able to bend and fold. Look, Pastor Martise is looking at me right now because just last night we were talking about mopping the floor.
He said, "You ain't bending."
Right. I was like, what are you doing? Now I want y'all to know we have been married and we have been together 14 years. And so last night he mopped and I'm like, so he showed me this other little TikTok thing where the husband was folding the clothes and the wife was like, "You're not folding." Oh no, he was folding towels, and the wife was like, "You're not folding the towels the right way." And so then he got mad, put the towels down, and then she came along and she folded the towels. She was like, "Well, that wasn't the way to handle it. What I should have said was, thank you, honey, for folding the towels." And here I am thinking, now who gonna fold them towels the right way then?
Well, they're folded the right way. They're folded the right way.
They folded the way he wanted to fold them.
According to the individual that did the folding. Now, if you wanted them folded that way, then you should have grabbed this basket
and folded them yourself.
That's all.
But see, there it is right there. That's that honesty, right? Like, well, this is how I'm folding the towels. You want to fold it another way? Did you want these towels folded or didn't you?
Do you want me to do it or not? Now, you've been telling me I'll take some stuff off your plate. You've been telling me to help you. You've been telling me to do this, but this is how I do it.
See what I'm saying? Let me self-sabotage. But
there
the
you
towels
go.
ain't going to be folded the way I want to fold it. Like, see, is it right?
Now he done threw the basket across the room.
Look.
You can do whatever you want to do.
Hey, everybody. This is a special guest appearance from the
I didn't bring you on. I didn't bring you on the set.
No, I walked on the set. I came out the back room. Listen.
Security.
Hey.
Right.
But it's true though. I mean, it's like she was saying, like we tell married couples, big mama, your mama made macaroni this way, my mama made macaroni this way. We got
So
this.
we're gonna make the macaroni the way my mama made the macaroni.
That's the quickest way to get put out your house. Don't do that.
But no, what he was saying was, so we tell couples, we
Yeah.
have to come together and make the macaroni ours. You know what I'm saying? Like we have
You
to
put a
get rid
little
of
bit of
those.
yours in there. I'm gonna put a little bit of
Mhm.
mine. Then y'all got a
Yep.
whole new creation.
And now we make our own macaroni
That's
together.
right.
And we got to compromise and be able to do that and not self-sabotage, or like you said, not have that black and white thinking like the macaroni and cheese has got to be this way or
Mhm.
no way.
Yeah.
The Kool-Aid has got to be made this way, or no way. So I stopped fighting the Kool-Aid situation. I just tell Pastor Marquise, when he make the Kool-Aid, I'm not drinking it, because he makes sweet.
Oh, he makes syrup.
That's what he makes, Crystal. Best friend, I can't drink.
Sweetie, we can't eat that. The doctor told us we can't have that. Now that's
We
not
can't
black
have
and white. That's health. No, we can't do that.
See what I'm saying? It works
do
for
that.
me. It works for me. It works for me. Perfectionism. Someone with perfectionist tendencies might abandon a relationship at the first sign of difficulty or doubt and move on to the next one because everything's got to be perfect. Well, honey, I don't know, are you in the land of the living? Because nothing in life is perfect.
Nothing in life is perfect, but a lot of people live on image. It's perfect to the eye, to the unnatural eye, but behind that door, it's not going to be perfect, sweetie. It's not.
Let's talk about this low self-worth. That says some people, this one kind of jumps out at me because I really hate for people to have low self-esteem, low self-worth. Says some people might struggle to feel worthy unless they're in a relationship. People with low self-worth may believe that their single status is a sign of their inadequacy, and that the attention of a partner might help them feel more worthy. And that cannot be further than the truth.
But that was put in them. That's a family member saying, why you not married yet? I mean, what you waiting on? Are you going to find somebody? Are y'all dating yet? Like, do you want me to find somebody for you? That's put in you. And it may not even be specific to a relationship, but they've told you something that makes you feel like, oh, maybe I'm not worth it, or maybe I'm not. And then somebody comes along, they say some magic words, and you feel uplifted.
I love Sandy. Sandy said, honey, bye. Honey, bye. She said her self-worth,
my worth is actually higher with you over there, sir. So
listen,
what are we doing?
I really hate for people to have low self-esteem, low self-worth, because again, if you don't love you, and we can't say that enough. If you don't love you, no one else can. No one else will. That's a void, honestly, we think other people can feel. And this, I believe, I would say is the number one. I would almost say that's the number one reason for like serial monogamy, or being a serial monogamous, serial dater, serial person that wants to be in a relationship, is low self-esteem.
But see, then that puts you in a weird situation, especially if the individual that you're dating knows you have low worth, low self-esteem.
Oh, because then that brings about the trauma and the abandonment and the rejection or the abuse, because now they can manipulate you. Now you got a whole nother cycle.
You got a whole nother situation.
Yeah. Pastor Will says it happens in men too. Again, if you don't love yourself and if you don't see the worth in yourself and you don't know what you bring to the table, that's a sure way of finding yourself in a bad situation, in a bad predicament.
I can see that. I can see that with men, especially if they're like in between jobs or they don't have something that's really making them feel like a man. I can see that. I can see that.
That's huge. Yep. That's huge. I think that even goes to the in between stage that we talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to really work on your self-worth, your self-esteem. And even while we were talking about those non-negotiables, Crystal, I think that a person also needs to know what they're bringing to the table. You got to know who you are.
You got to know who you are.
You got to know what you're bringing.
Do what we both have on the table, is it compatible with each other? Because
good,
you can definitely bring a lot of stuff to the table individually, but if that's not working well together.
Yes. And if we don't have the same vision, the same sight, the same drive, you're right. It will not work. I want a house. You want an apartment. we got a problem.
And you know what made me think of, well, the way my head thinks, what made me go there is I watch House Hunters. And I see these people on here, and you have someone that says, well, I want a traditional home. Well, I want a craftsman. Well, I want an open floor plan. Well, I like compartmentalized. All of those things, you bring a whole lot to the table, but it's just not working together.
It's not working together.
Some of
The
this
puzzles,
stuff
the pieces to the puzzle are not fitting together.
And y'all need to talk about everything. I don't care how little it is.
Yeah.
You need to talk about it.
Yeah. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. So that's why it's important to everybody that's listening to us, even about serial dating, serial monogamy, serial whatever. Those in between times.
Mm-hmm. Fill the gap. You got to fill it.
FILL and FEL.
And then you have to work on what you're feeling, FEELING, in the gap.
Yeah.
You got to sit with that. If you're moving from person to person, you haven't given yourself an opportunity to feel anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk
about
that.
Not even the emotion, not even the grief.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let's talk about the filling the gaps. So the FEEL is actually, like you're saying, sitting in it, reflecting. Right? Because you gotta reflect on a relationship.
Finding a solution. What did you feel like in that moment? Yeah. Is that something you want to feel again? How do I recognize that?
Identify so you'll know. So sometimes you got to sit with that. Like you said, you got to sit with that thing and feel it. You got to identify what was going on in there, why it went on, what role you played. Because my daddy used to say something, God rest him. My dad's been gone. He's deceased, been deceased for a long time. But my dad used to say it takes two to tango.
Two.
It takes two. One person, it takes two to make a baby.
Everything takes two.
It takes two. Hey, it's a song I was saying. It takes two.
Okay,
baby.
Don't do this.
Listen, I like that commercial. I got a song for it. Want to hear it? Here it goes.
No,
it's a song for it. It's a song.
And you know what else? A lot of people think that while you're sitting and you're trying to feel these feelings, they only think about the bad ones. You need to reevaluate some of the good ones too. Because you need to identify, were you really happy there?
Yeah.
Was that really what I wanted?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Mama Helen says, when you reach a certain age, you've been alone for a while, your self-esteem can be challenged.
Okay.
But you have to stand firm and know that you're worthy of everything that you were when you were younger.
Yes.
That's deep.
Don't change. You just get better.
And it's understandable.
Yep.
Yeah. My biggest thing would be, even in that would be to just, like we said earlier, look in the mirror, self-reflect, affirm yourself.
Yep.
Just because I feel like your self-esteem, your self-worth, right? It's like a muscle. Like you got to work that thing out.
You got to work
because here we go. Even in marriage and in relationships, you can feel low self-worth even in that. Like, do I really deserve this friendship? Do I really deserve this mate? And like you said earlier, if you're in between, maybe you have
it's kind of getting shaky, honey. You're getting shaky.
Knock yourself down.
Yeah.
In that, yeah.
You was going in and out a little bit.
Was I?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I hope I heard you.
Yeah,
so that was the
relationship. You could be married in a relationship, all of it, and still feel alone.
Yeah. That's why I think it's, like I said, it's big, those situations. As we get older, give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
Because everything ain't gonna be like it was when we were younger. That's a lesson I'm learning. I'm learning a lot now as we age, as we get older. Just give yourself some grace.
Yep.
I'm settling into my gray. I'm owning it. Nothing. I'm owning it. Before a couple of years ago, I wanted to always put the rinse on it, color it black. But then I said, no, I'm gonna work these grays. So however my grays turn, I'm going with the gray.
I wish it would just come all in at one time.
Me too. I wish it would just
really the problem. You got all these stragglers. That's really the problem.
That's really the problem.
Yep.
I want it all at one time.
Let's come on in.
I agree with you. I agree with you. All right. So we talked about the FEEL.
Yes.
I don't want to leave the people without talking about the FILL.
So after you
But
go
wait,
through
let's
all
read
the
what
steps,
Sandy says. Let's what
yeah,
Sandy says.
I would,
If it's really important to me, I have no self-esteem issues. Okay. I'm perfect and I'm willing to change. But again, I'm not spending eons of time trying to figure it out. Aloneness is okay. Then I'll try again. Okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
And nothing wrong with that either.
And
Listen,
no,
although I'm married right now, if I need to be alone, if that's what happens, I mean, that's not what I'm saying, but
that's not what
I
you,
I can embrace it.
you better go to the bathroom and close the door and come on back out.
Thank you, Mama. Rock that gray door. That's a sign of wisdom. Thank you, Mama. Thank you. I'm trying. You know. So let's talk about the FILL. We
Okay.
tapped on, sitting in at the FEEL, and that's in the in between time, you all. There should be, and there should be that in between time.
Yes.
There should not be a reason. Come on, let's be adults about this, right?
Yeah.
There should not be a reason why you break up on Monday and by Tuesday you got somebody else.
There's no reason for you doing that.
Now, unless you was already looking at the other person anyway.
And that's the cause of the breakup. So there you go.
And that's literal and figuratively, y'all. This is going both ways, figuratively and literally. Like literally the next day, but figuratively, like this Monday, and then 2 weeks from now, you got somebody else. Because in 2 weeks' time, a week time, 2 weeks' time, you haven't done enough feeling
Self-work. That's right.
either FEEL or FILL that you already have moved on and have found that you've got somebody else.
Yep.
That should not be. So in the FILL, Crystal, Coach, what we doing? Talk to us.
You're refueling yourself. You're recharging.
I like that. You're refueling and recharging.
You've laid everything out in front of you. Now you're gonna say, I'll take this. I don't need any more of that. I'll take this. I could probably bend here. Okay, we're gonna throw all of this away. And then you're gonna reapproach the situation. Now you're gonna put yourself back out there. You're gonna refuel.
I like it. I like that. And in the refueling and the refilling, and it's now you have your non-negotiables, right?
Yes.
You can actually sit at the table now. You can sit at the table and have a conversation.
Yep.
A mature adult conversation.
This is what I bring to the table. This is what I expect from you. These are the expectations. And then these are the things that I'm not going to deal with at all. You can still do them, but you can do them with somebody else.
Sandy said, that's what I just said. Aloneness gives me time to refill. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And then here's the other thing. After you have laid it out there, right? Your non-negotiables, what you're willing to deal with, what you don't want to deal with, and maybe even the areas where you're compromised.
Yeah.
I say put that paper on the table, slide it right on over and say, now, can you handle that? Can you deal with it?
And in your refilling and your recharging, you now have to be open to receive his piece of paper as well.
No, yeah, definitely.
Hey,
because guess what? You have the right to say yes.
You do.
Or no.
Oh, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
You have the right to say. That's why I said you have to slide that paper right on over and say, okay, is that something that you can handle? Is that something you can deal with? Are you okay with that? And then after he says yes or no, then allow him the same opportunity to do the same thing with you, and then to look at you and say, okay, is that something you can handle?
And then once y'all agree,
gosh darn it, you better be like Patrina said. Yep.
Then you work out the compromisables. Okay, I can. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Yeah. And then y'all move forward.
Yep. And I think that is like the solution to serial monogamy. We definitely want you to be monogamous. We want you to have.
We want that. We want it.
One person. But if you're not, in the event that you're going to date multiples,
be forthcoming. Be forthcoming
and tell people, give them the right to make the decision and say, you know what, I'm for it, or that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And then again, be able to give your list and accept or deny.
Yeah.
Right. And then work with the compromises that you need to work with. I like all of that. You got
Yeah.
anything extra, Coach?
I don't. I think that's good.
I think it is too. Pastor Will, are you still in here with us? Did you have any final comments, you all? Any last minute notes?
Additions.
Right, last minute
Yeah.
additions. We definitely want to make sure we acknowledge him. And at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that there's an announcement. If you have a business, ministry, or event that you want shared on the self-checkout show, send your flyer or your information along with the gift of any size to the self-checkout show at gmail.com. Again, we would love to announce. Yes, I got you, Pastor Will. We would love to announce your businesses,
Yeah.
your ministry events, your organization events, whatever you've got going on, for a small, minimal gift, for us to do that on the show. And
Yes.
everybody knows about it. Yep. And we want to share with you all. Let me get the details. The TNT conference weekend. Pastor John Stennis
Yes.
has that coming up. 1 second. Hold on. I know it's right here on Facebook.
Yes.
I'll
Frank.
be there, and so you guys should be there too. It begins. It is Transformers, the arrival, target planet Earth.
Okay.
It begins, y'all, and I have my glasses on. This coming Saturday, June 29th at 6 o'clock p.m., live streamed right here via Facebook. Pastor Anthony Spencer of One Church Chicago will be the speaker, 6 p.m. You all don't want to miss it. All you have to do, sit on your couch and log right on in. It's going to be powerful. And then on Sunday morning, June 30th at 9 a.m. Hello, somebody. Sunday morning, June 30th at 9 a.m. Pastor John Stennis will be the speaker.
Yes.
I'm excited about it. I was looking for my Transformers t-shirt. Thank you, Sandy. I was looking for my Transformer t-shirt. But there's no real attire. So he just wants you to come and be a part. And there is a word from the Lord. We are super, super excited to go and be Transformers, the arrivals, targeting planet Earth. Transformers, more that meets the eye. Transformers, robots in disguise.
Okay.
I will be in Atlanta for my family reunion. Oh, Patrina, well, enjoy the family reunion. Safe
Enjoy.
travels to and fro.
Stay cool.
Yep, stay cool. Yes. Pastor Will says, and my birthday is his birthday is close. Crystal, you see that?
Child, it's not.
Listen, his Pastor Will's, y'all, his big 50th birthday. The big
joining the
50,
club. He's joining the club.
He is joining. Listen, the water is great if it come on.
I'm trying to tell you.
The pool has been stirred. The water is great. And we holding you in space, bro. Come on, jump on in. His birthday is the month of July. The entire month of July. The month.
July 1 through 31.
You see that, Crystal? The month.
Spirit fingers.
The month of July. We are celebrating all month long with Pastor Will for his 50th birthday. I celebrated for a year. My brother's celebrating for a month. I did, you know it. Every month I had something happening. Hey, Aisha. And so,
hey, honey bunny,
we are super excited about Pastor Will coming on into 50. He is having a special birthday show on July 9th where I will be dressed as a unicorn.
Okay.
For his birthday celebration. I told him that yesterday. I said, listen, if you don't come up with something to do, I'm just coming as a unicorn everywhere we go.
Okay.
Listen, we're going to make some noise. He's turning 50. And so we're going to make some noise for my brother because my husband always says millions didn't make it. But I'm glad that my brother, Pastor Will, is going to be one of the ones who did. Here, I am just celebrating the weekend. Look, Aisha just came back from Arizona.
I know. I saw.
Weather was wonderful.
You
I
know
love
it was.
Arizona. I love Arizona. All right, y'all. Well, listen, we solicit your support right here on the Self Checkout Show.
Yes.
I don't know where that banner is, but if you would like to sow and or be a sponsor of the Self Checkout Show, please, please, please inbox Pastor Will to let him know that you would love to partner with him. If you have any show ideas, please, please, please be sure to send a message to Pastor Will via his inbox or the self-checkout show email address at gmail.com and give him your ideas. He would love, love, love to get that information from you. But here you go right there. Welcome to the Self-Checkout Show. To be a blessing to the ministry, send your gift to Cash App, $, W. Taylor Ministries. It's Cash App, $, W. Taylor Ministries. Or you can Zelle at 630-294-8354. Again, 630-294-8354. And of course, we appreciate your support and want to thank you in advance. You all have an amazing week.
Have a good week
this week.
Yes.
And be kind. Spare some love. Be kind. Share some love with someone that you don't know.
Yeah.
Right. All right, best friend. We have done it again, Pastor Will. I hope that
I hope we have satisfied, and we've done an amazing job.
Yep. Next time we take over the show, I can't promise you what the topics will be or who
will
have
we're gonna have a good old time.
Right. All right, best friend. Until later.
All right.
Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye, you all.